Red, White, and Royal Wedding is finally coming out, and I'm excited. But if it's not Alex and Henry's wedding, we need to talk. What's up, malas? My name is Crystal. I am the Chingana author. Welcome to my channel. Now, I wanted to talk about Red, White, and Royal Wedding because I saw the first one, Red, White, and Royal Blue, and let's just say that that movie really inspired my stories, okay? So, about the sequel, I know it took forever to find out if we were even going to get one, and one of the big rumors is that it's not even going to be Alex and Henry's wedding, and I have thoughts. So, like, for example, why would it not be Alex and Henry's wedding? It doesn't really make sense. Like, a lot of people make the too soon argument. Like, well, you know what? It's too soon for them to get married anyway because they just got officially together. And I respectfully disagree. Okay? Look, if they do a time skip, for example, because it's been, a couple years since the first movie came out, I'm going to be a little surprised if they start off the movie and it was like immediately after Ellen got elected. It's possible, but I'm kind of sort of hoping it's been like a couple years afterwards. And I'm also hoping that, you know, like I said, maybe it's towards the end of Ellen's reign as president. So that means that it's got to be at least 3, almost 4 years, right? Since they've been together. So if they've been together for a few years, I can understand them getting married. But if they go the route where it's going to immediately take place right after the first movie, then I can see them postponing it a little bit. But again, why call it Red, White, and Royal Wedding? And then what's the alternative? Most of the movie's going to be about Bee's wedding? Like, I'm sorry, but I'm just not really into that. I'm sorry, but I'm not. And I know there's a lot of fans that are just happy we're getting a second movie at all. And I'm happy too. Either way, I'm going to go see it. But I can't help but say that I still really, really, really want it to be Alex and Henry getting married. Okay? I really want those two to get married. All right? And I want it to be in this movie. And here's the thing. Marriage does not equal the end of a story. It doesn't. Marriage does not equal happily ever after. We all know this. If you've been married, you know damn well it doesn't equal happily ever after. And I've never been married, but again, even I know that doesn't mean happily ever after, right? Or that's where the story ends. If anything, that's just a new chapter in their life. Now, I'm not saying we need to see their married life right now. That could be for the third movie. But I do want to see them. I want to see them like a wedding, okay? I want to see an actual wedding of them. No offense to Bee. I like Bee's character. I'm sure all of us do. But if her wedding is going to be in the movie, I mean, first of all, like, who the hell is she getting married to? Is she getting married to royalty? I don't know. There's other implications of that. But if she does, I hope it's only in the first 5 minutes of the movie, similar to Philip's wedding in the first movie, right? And I know that was a setup to them knocking down the cake and then having to do damage control and them, you know, getting closer and da-da-da-da. And the dominoes kept falling. It was a very good because method, which in storytelling means, you know, this happened. And because of that, this happens. Because of that, now this happens. But this happens. And Red, White, Royal, Blue did that very well. It made a lot of sense as to why Alex and Henry had to get together, force proximity, and then they get together, and all that, right? And that's great. It's not really needed though in the sequel. Like, they're already together though. Again, if Bee gets married, now that I think about it, it could be like, let's say Henry's mom telling to Henry, "So when are you getting married, dear?" Right? That could happen. And then Henry's like, mother, and maybe he's thinking about proposing to Alex, and then on Alex's side of the globe, he's thinking about proposing to Henry. I wouldn't mind if, like, I think bare minimum, they have to propose to each other. Either one of them propose to each other or they both do it. I've read fanfics where they both propose to each other or they both had the idea to do it because, they're men. So, and that would be really cute if they did that. That's great. Okay. So those are just my speculations on what could happen in the actual story. Okay. And like I said, bare minimum, they have to propose to each other, but I still hope there's an actual wedding of them. It could either be a classic royal wedding. I am fine with that, to be honest with you. I'm okay with that. If it's not a classic royal wedding, some people say, oh, maybe they ditch the palace and they go to Texas and have a small, simple wedding. I'm fine with that too. That could be at the very end of the movie. I just want them to get married. Okay? And yes, I absolutely want to see them as just boyfriends, as out boyfriends. None of this, are we friends with benefits type bullshit, or they're tiptoeing around the facts that they like each other. We don't need that in the sequel. So, like I said, if it's like B's wedding in the beginning, and then our guys, they're figuring out how to propose to each other. There's B's wedding, and then they think about seriously proposing to each other. They propose, and again, they get married at the end. I'm fine with that because, again, it's red, white, royal wedding, not red, white, royal marriage. So I'd be fine if it was something like that because from a story perspective, it doesn't make that much sense for it to be about a minor character's wedding. Unless B's wedding is supposed to be the catalyst to them getting married themselves, I guess, but it has to be a very small part in the movie. I don't want it to be the entire movie. That's just me personally. I'll still watch it, and I'm sure I'll still love it as long as they don't give it sequelitis or anything. Okay? Now, another thing is the rumors, again, let me bring this up, about actor secrecy and NDAs. Because Taylor, okay, I noticed that sometimes it's a little hard for him to not spill secrets. Remember when he said it could even be a trilogy? And then Matthew's face was like, oh my God, he did not just say that. You know what I mean? So, and I think Taylor himself even compared himself to Tom Holland, who's Spider-Man from the Avengers, and how he just can't keep his mouth shut about certain secrets and stuff. And Taylor would flat out say he did not know if a sequel was going to happen. He even said Casey might have to write another book. He kept saying it and saying it and saying it. And then guess what? A sequel happened. So he knows as an actor, he can't say certain things if he's not allowed to. Okay? And they know there's a ton of speculation on the internet, and they know that this is candy. They know that this is free candy for them because everybody's going to keep talking about it. If they just actively gave us what we wanted and say, yes, guys, the movie, of course it's going to be about Alex and Henry's wedding, duh. If they do that for us, then that's going to kill the mystery, and they're probably worried it won't give much hype. But if they keep giving us stuff to speculate, for example, creators like me making videos about it, that only helps them. Okay, so Taylor and Nick are probably, like I said, they're feeding into it. The professionals at this point. They know what to say to stir hype. So I'm like 99% sure that's what it is hype. Now, what I also wanted to talk about was how it inspired my own writing. Okay, as you can see, these are not actual books. These are postcards. But I myself am a new indie author. Okay, I just published my short story, A Man's Fight. And You Fight Like a Girl is on pre-order right now on Amazon. Now, I'm not saying this is a sales pitch or anything, but I did wanted to say that red, white, and royal blue really did inspire me to write more. It really did. It inspired me to get into writing for queer romance again. I have been into it since I've been into writing since I was in high school. Okay? And it's a beautiful thing when you find something that makes you passionate enough to talk about it and to write stories about, not about Red Royal Blue specifically, but just to get me writing again. So that is why I'm so passionate about that story, about Alex and Henry's story. It just really lit a fire under my ass, man. And I do not want to put out the flames. I still want to keep going, and I'm going to keep going. So let me know if anybody out there has also been inspired by Alex and Henry's story, by Casey's story, because they truly are an inspiration. Let me know down in the comments if Red, White, and Royal Blue has also inspired you to write your own stories. I'll talk more about my stories in another video. But I just wanted to get this out there to show, my honest thoughts and opinions of what I want the sequel to be. Maybe I'll do another video on it. Yeah, that was basically all. So thank you so much for joining me. And remember, stay beautiful.